We're gonna hold questions till after everybody has spoken, do the same thing with the mayoral thing. So if anybody has any questions for them, but, Andrea, introduce yourself in 7 minutes.
7 minutes, okay, and you've got a timer.
Yeah.
So thank you all for having me. I appreciate that warm welcome. My name is Andrea Kline, and I am honored to be your newest Sessions Court judge. I was appointed to the bench last December by County Commission, and I'm so thankful and honored again to have their confidence and be able to serve in that role. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about Sessions Court and what we do in Sessions Court. So I came to Knoxville as an undergrad student. I'm a lifelong Tennessean, a proud graduate of Tennessee. And after I graduated undergrad, I worked in a home for mentally and physically disabled adults. After doing that for a bit, I decided to go to law school. I entered UT Law and graduated in '95. And that was the same year that I was licensed to practice. The first 5 years of my 30-year career, I was in private practice. I did civil work, I did indigent criminal defense and juvenile defense, and I also did appointed work for guardian ad litem for adults and children who are vulnerable. After doing that for about 5 years, I was appointed as an assistant district attorney by General Nichols in 2000, and then I was reappointed to serve in that position again by General Allen. During my time as a prosecutor, I've handled every single day high volume dockets. I've worked in the Sessions Court, I've worked in the criminal court, I've worked in the grand jury. My most recent assignment was prosecuting DUIs, and for several years I also worked on cases involving abuse, neglect, and financial exploitation of vulnerable and elderly adults. One of the most proud achievements of my career during that time was having the opportunity to build the first elder abuse special prosecution unit in the state of Tennessee. I also had the privilege of rewriting the code, the Tennessee Code, wrote legislation greatly increasing protection for vulnerable adults and elderly adults in the state of Tennessee. And I'm very proud of that achievement, and those laws are on the books now. Outside of the courtroom, I'm the proud mother of 3 adult children. I'm a longtime member of St. John's Episcopal Church here in Knoxville, and I've been an active member of the community. I've served on the board of several nonprofits, and I've contributed to many others because faith, family, and service has always been a foundation of my life, and I'm very blessed because of that. So I want to try to, I know we have a short amount of time, but I'm going to try to tell you about Sessions Court. Sessions Court matters. It is the first level in the court system, and it probably touches more individual lives than any other court. The folks who come into that court have many times never been in front of a judge. I've handled thousands and thousands of cases in that courtroom, and I've worked with prosecutors, defense attorneys, civil attorneys, defendants, families, victims, witnesses, and I have seen firsthand how the decisions that we make in those courts affect people's lives long term. So it is an important court. There are 5 separate courts in the Sessions Court. 4 of those are criminal courts. 1 of them is a civil Sessions Court. The 4 criminal courts are dealing with individual liberties, which means that the state has accused someone of a crime and charged them with an offense. That can be anything from a speeding ticket to murder. The Civil Sessions Court has jurisdiction over landlord-tenant cases and small claims. The folks in those courts are typically arguing over property issues and money. So there are 5 Sessions Courts. There are 5 Sessions Court judges. Each judge, which I'm one now, thank you. I appreciate the honor. We rotate every week through each of those courts and start over on a 5-week basis. So a judge practicing or sitting on the bench in one of those courts, all of those courts has to have a broad range of legal knowledge because it's everything from traffic tickets to murders and civil cases. Also, last year, I think we concluded about 65,000 cases in those 5 courtrooms. So it's a very busy place. It's a gatekeeper for the rest of the system, which means if it bogs down, the rest of the system bogs down. So whoever is sitting on the bench in that court, in those courts, really has to be able to manage those dockets effectively and efficiently, or they shut down and the other systems shut down. So for many people, Sessions Court is the first court, like I said, they'll ever walk into, the first time they'll be in front of a judge. And, we got a 2-minute warning. So it's important that a judge that's sitting in that court have some patience, have fairness, and be able to respect every individual who walks in there, because a lot of the folks that come in that court don't have an attorney, they've never been to court before, so a judge really has to understand the individuals who come into those courts. As your Sessions Court judge, you can count on me to be prepared, efficient, respectful, and fair. I will protect constitutional rights and ensure due process for every single person who walks in the court. I'll apply the law consistently, and I'll allow individuals to be heard. I'll make prompt rulings and conduct court in a way so there are not unnecessary delays and added costs to the system. But I'll also conduct court in a way where justice is not rushed, because behind every docket number is an individual whose case is important to them. Their case is the most important one on the docket that day. Finally, the rule of law must stand above personal opinion, public pressure, and politics, and I take these responsibilities very seriously. Serving as your Sessions Court judge has been one of the greatest honors of my life, and I'm running for election because I care deeply about the integrity of these courts and about the trust our community puts in these courts and the people who work in those courts. I respectfully ask for your support and for your vote, 30 seconds, as I continue to run to hold this position. Thank you all so much.